Hello, my beautiful and talented people. Thank you so much for everybody who's been liking, sharing, subscribing, booking readings with me. It all matters, and I'm so grateful. Today, we're asking, what makes you so attractive? I put out one card just to give you a better idea of how to pick. Pile 1, Pile 2, Pile 3, and Pile 4. And I'm also still doing the free reading giveaway, so just make sure you are subscribed and leave a comment, and you're in the running. I will give away those 2 readings as soon as I hit 5,000 subscribers. Thanks again so much for all of your wonderful support. And I'm going to move on to pile number 1. Hello, my gorgeous pile number 1s. Why are you so attractive? So with Temperance is about moderation. Temperance is about patience. You may be a very kind person. Yeah, I'm getting a very kind or even tempered. And, you know, that is something that a lot of people want to be around. Yeah, you are somebody who may be a little bit unaware of how attractive that you are. And you may put limits on that, but ultimately people see you as somebody that they want to have a long-term relationship with. I feel like you may even be insecure about one of the things that makes you more attractive. But people get a lot of peace with you, and that makes people want to be around you. And you're somebody who is very patient. You're somebody who builds things up over time, and who really takes the time to do self-evaluation. I also have the Fool. It's like you tend to be a little bit cautious, but once you've made your decision, it's like you, behind all that patience is the willingness to take action, is the willingness to take risk. It's just, you're a calculated risk kind of person. You at least make sure that you're not impulsive, is what it is. You're willing to, be courageous. You're willing to move on situations where you don't know it's going to turn out, but you also make sure that if you're leaving something behind, it's something you want to leave behind. You're somebody who really takes time to consider. And I think that oftentimes people realize that they needed to treat you well after it's too late, because you've already done all the math. You've already, you gave them plenty of time and plenty of chances. So anytime somebody, and when you're gone, you're fully gone, because you've already. So I think the fact that you do, you're very patient, you're very kind, you're very forgiving, but you're also very certain when you do make your decisions. And I've got the King of Cups. So, people feel how caring you are. So one of the things that makes you so attractive is you are so caring, you are so forgiving, you are so patient. But at the same time, you are brave. Yeah, you're brave, you're courageous. And you're somebody that, you know, people would want to build something with, because you're the kind of person people can build a foundation with. I do think that you show that you care more than you tell that you care. Yeah. And the King of Pentacles. Yeah, you're somebody who has really put the time in to establish yourself. And yeah, you have like this seriousness, but you also have this ability to have fun. So like, I feel that sometimes you run into people who get that they lost a good thing after it's gone, but that's not always going to be the case, you know. Because you're ready to take action on the things that you do want. I've got 222 on the clock, and of course I just pulled a 2 card. So you are definitely about choices. And I think that as caring as you are and forgiving as you are, you also let people deal with their choices. And and otherwise, I think that you know, concentrate on finding happiness, and I think sometimes you're finding that happiness through friendships. And you're also somebody who's taking control. You know, like none of your forgiveness, none of your kindness, none of it is weakness. You know, it's just because you are in your power. It's just that the thing is, when you look at what didn't work out, you go and find what did. And I find that that some other people in your life may have, you know, may just be caught up in what didn't work out. So they don't, you know, like, I feel like sometimes you get, sometimes you come across people who aren't ready for you because you are very mature. Yeah, you're a very mature person. And ultimately, people do want to bring you stability. But you're also somebody that I think it took you time, but you've definitely learned the lesson that you can't, you know, yeah. You go inside and figure out what you really want. So you're very attractive because you do set your boundaries, but like you, at the same time, you're very forgiving, you're very kind. It's just, you're also going to follow that internal compass. So like confidence, like there is a strong confidence about you. So you are very confident. And you have, you know, like very even temper, very confident, very, very self-aware. And you're also willing to deal with your pain in a healthy way. So like people see you as, well, definitely having your own new beginnings. I feel like some people do want to have like a renewal with you, but you're not on board that train. But you're constantly renewing through your own introspection, getting yourself to that next level. And you're also, it's like you put in a lot, you do put in a lot of caring, but then once, once the heartbreak, once betrayal comes in, you go cold. Yeah, you're, and, because that's a deal breaker for you. But you are willing, at the same time, you're like, what your deal breakers are, and what you're willing to accept. You're not closed off. You're willing to accept something that can build a strong foundation. And you are somebody who just works to be your strongest, best self. And people see your value. Those people, the problem is those people who are disappointed are the people who messed up, and now they don't get to be in your life. But most people know better. And the people who didn't before do know now. I mean, like people see how you do things. So, and they do feel like a connection with you is something that's lucky, and people want to be in your life for the long term. Again, in your life for the long term. Like you inspire a lot of loyalty in people. I've got the dinosaur. Yeah, you're just surprisingly strong. Like if people aren't paying attention, they may not realize it, because it's like your strength it doesn't come from aggression or anything like that. It comes from this deep well of self-knowledge and confidence, which just makes you a very driving force. Yeah. And you are somebody who, you're not somebody who makes sudden moves, really. You're somebody who takes the next step and the next step. You're somebody who keeps calm, stays patient, goes inside. But, the people who, you're very much the person who gets, like, people may feel like you may take some time, but when they look around, then you're way ahead, because you've just been consistently doing things the whole time. So yeah, you have this really strong belief in yourself, makes you very attractive. You also, you have a certain sensuality about you. And you give a lot of love in the connections in your life. Yeah. And if people aren't giving love, you move forward. You concentrate on the people who do make you happy. Yeah, you're smart. You're very smart. You're very strategic. While at the same time, you're not somebody that, you don't make don't do knee-jerk reactions. It's not what you do. So people find that you're often the most steady person in their life. So, and in the meantime, you move forward what you need to do, you make decisions what you need to do, you concentrate on the joy in your life. You make you do take the risks that make sense. Yeah. And you've dealt with disappointment. You definitely have, but you know what you want is solidity. It's you're clearly not going to compromise on yourself. Like, you're not a stubborn person, but like nobody is going to make you compromise on your values. Yeah. And that's one of the things that makes you so powerful, so steady. You know, you are so mature emotionally, physically, you and a lot of this you've just been doing by constantly like processing and moving forward. So you may not understand how much this stability and this confidence makes you attractive, but it makes you, it makes you the linchpin in people's lives. So I hope that this helped you. Thank you so very much. If you do want a free reading, I'm giving away 2 once I hit 5,000 subscribers. So just be subscribed and comment, and then you're in the running. And we're going to move on with the 6 of Swords. Oh, I just also want to say thank you for like sharing, subscribing, and booking readings with me. It all really matters, and you guys are awesome. So with the 6 of Swords, my beautiful, awesome 6 of Swords people. So what makes you attractive? I'm getting very strongly that one of the things that makes you attractive is you're willing to leave what isn't good. That's the 6 of Swords and the 6 of Swords with the 8 of Cups. You are willing to leave behind what won't serve you. Yeah. If somebody comes at you with indecision, you make that decision really quick. You take action. You work on your own goals. You move forward. Like there's so much moving forward energy. And that's one of the things. Like one of the things that does make you attractive is because of your standards. Especially about the standards about how you're willing to be treated. Because you're here to make your own life happen. So if you bring something bad, I'm gone. If you bring something bad, I'm gone. If you don't contribute emotionally, I'm gone. Because you're only here for the real thing. You're taking stability and happiness, or you're not taking offers. Yeah, I get, there is no fear of, of not having an attachment. You're like, I'll let it go. Yeah. And I think that you cause people to have real revelations about their behavior. Because because you give people very clear consequences to poor actions. And I think that sometimes people, you know, have been doing this behavior. Yeah. And you're the person who is like, well, you have exited the potential of being in my life, you know, like, and people, you know, that makes you attractive to those people, but also it makes you attractive to the people who, you know, are worth your time. You're just, there's no putting up with people who don't treat you well. Yeah, no putting up. You're also somebody, you're really going to take the time to consider what you want. You're not going to budge until you have your clarity on a situation. So you also kind of make people prove themselves to you. Because Queen of Wands, you definitely know your worth. And you want support and stability, but you also know you can take care of yourself. You're very much, you know, you can work together with me. And we can have this great thing, or you cannot, and then you get no part of me. Yeah. You also take your healing very seriously. With 4 and 4, you know, like you're going to do whatever it takes to get healed when you need to get healed. You're going to do whatever it takes to yeah. So what makes you happy? I'm sorry. Because that's ultimate happiness. It's like you have this laser image of what you want. Yeah, you have this laser focus, this laser image on what you want, and you're going to get it because you also realize that that you're going to make it happen with or without anybody else. You're not waiting on somebody else to bring you happiness, and you're definitely not waiting on somebody who brings you sadness. Yeah, there's just no waiting, there's action, and you, and at the same time, you take what time you need to discern who they are. Because you are dealing with clarity, you're dealing with integrity, you're dealing with something that's going to go happy, or else you're not dealing with it. Yeah. You're going to be fair, but you also cut people out. Yeah, it's just, you're so attractive because it's like there is no place for a bad situation in your life. Because you're fully in your power. And you know what you want. And any person who, you know, tries something with you, you know, they just become, you're not your problem anymore. So like you're like out you're actively cutting out, you know, like this is the wrong time to cross you. But I think at this point, from now on, it's the wrong time to cross you. You're moved past sneaky people, you know, like you're not giving any of your energy to that. Not at all, you know. You're like, what I will do is I will put up with love. I'm in for, you know, serious passion. I'm in for somebody who is willing to work with me. I'm in with somebody who sees me and values me. You know, there's hope in that situation. And also you stand out. I feel like sometimes a lot of times people haven't met someone like you. So, you know, you're just doing self-control. You're nurturing the situations that nurture you back. So, like, if anybody pays any attention to you at all, it's clear that the people who are loyal to you get your loyalty, and the people who aren't, you know, get booted. You know, because you're just moving on to your next apex. I'm getting like no old energy. Yeah, that's what I'm getting from you. Like, I'm getting that, especially in a relationship, if you don't meet my intimacy needs, then that was your whole job. You know, like, you have other jobs in life, but like that was, you know, if you don't give, you know, like if you're not providing, you know, the intimacy and comfort, then you know, you made yourself not worth the time. You know, it's not even that, you know, just not worth the time for you. Yeah. So I've got the fish, which is about abundance. You know, I heard going after your bag. Like, you're not waiting for anyone. You're going after what you want. You are, you know, cutting out the people. You're cutting out people in situations that don't treat you well. You're being very fair. You're being very strong. You're very sexy. Like you inspire a lot of fantasies in people. But you're here on your confidence. You have your things that you're doing with, you know, and a relationship and any connection with you is good fortune. And you very much pay attention to what is your responsibility, like, and also not taking on other people's responsibility. You may have done that in the past. That is not a thing anymore. You really take responsibility for yourself, but not for others. You know, others, that's up to them. It's whether they get to be in your life or they don't. So I feel like you're very protective of what's yours. And I also feel like you're also very protective of the people in your life. But, you know, it's not, there's no free rides. Like, if they're not contributing, then they don't get a stay. Yeah. So you're very attractive because over and above, like, people being very passionately physically attracted to you're very clear on what your worth is. And they can meet it or leave. You're not You're not here to convince somebody. You demonstrate your value, let that person make their choice, and then you judge whether that they get to stay in your life or not. So, you're a very strong personality, and you're just not dealing with bull. I mean, you'll take the time to think it over, but then you're moving on to something that's worth your time. You're like, thank you, but I can handle things. Like, it's not, you do want a relationship. You do want something that's steady and stable. But if they're not bringing that, they've got no place. You know, like you're like, work with me, give me, be contributing to the happiness, because like, I don't need you to survive. You can stay if you bring happiness. Yeah. There is no desperation in you. Sorry, I keep dropping things as I do. Yeah, there's no desperation in you, just action. And you're just taking clarity. You're just taking happiness. And you have no place, no time for anything else. So I want to say thank you. I deeply appreciate you. If you do want a free reading, I'm giving away 2 once I hit 5,000 subscribers. So just make sure that you are both subscribed and leave a comment, and you are in the running. Well, my beautiful and talented, just thanks for everybody who's been liking, sharing, subscribing, and commenting. It really matters. And also the people who did readings and have been doing readings with me. So, my pile number 3 and the King of Wands. Hello, my gorgeous and talented pile number 3. So the King of Wands is about passion, fire, drive. And also about inspiration. You definitely have charisma. Yeah. What makes you attractive? Pile number 3. Page of Cups. Ace of Pentacles. 7 of Cups. And the 9 of Swords. With the Page of Cups, oops. Well, let's hope that worked out because I hit my microphone. I'm sorry. So with the Page of Cups, I get that you maybe between the Page of Cups and the King of Wands, like I feel like you do have this artistic bent about you. You are somebody who is going to take care of themselves. And you may be pretty discerning about the offers that you do take in your life. With the the Ace of Pentacles. Like, you are down for stability. Like, you're going to take an offer that's real concrete. And I think that something being real and steady and stable is something that's really valuable to you. I think partially because you bring so much fire and water that's something that helps even things out for you. So it's like that's what you're looking for. So with the Knight of Wands, yeah, you inspire a lot of physical attraction. You may be, I'm not getting inconsistency, and it's partially because you're both the King and the Knight. But the thing is, you really take action on what you're passionate about. And I think that you are often, like, in your mind, you're somebody who's creative, you're somebody who's in your fantasies a lot. And what you want is some of this to be grounded into reality. So that's of course, the Ace of Pentacles twice. So with the Nine of Swords, you are somebody, it's like you may have a traditional artist temperament, like you have these really strong, passionate feelings, and you do sometimes deal with these very intense emotions and anxieties. But I feel like it's your creativity that helps push you forward, past, the anxieties that you do have. Also, you're looking for somebody that has similar qualities. Like because with the Two of Cups, yeah, it's very, you're romantic. Yeah. You are looking out for that thing that makes you feel like you're with the one, like you're sometimes a little less grounded than you would like to be. And you want somebody who follows, has the same kind of passion that you do, but also like brings that practical aspect to your life. Because I feel like you're very up in your mind, you're very up in your creativity, you're very in your emotions. And like stability is the most attractive thing to you. So in some ways, you search out people who, it's like you search out people with complementary skill sets. And often you bring in a lot of excitement. Yeah. You bring in a lot of excitement, a lot of interest, a lot of, fun. And while at the same, and you tend to go for people who help bring stability in your life. So, yeah. Because with the two horses, black and white, it's like you truly want that balance. I do think that it's important to mention that you do need to find that balance internally and not just externally, which may be something that you need to be careful about. Because you're a whole all by yourself. but you are not boring. You are somebody who, yeah. With the Tower, you come in and sometimes you just shake up how people see things. So are you, but I have the Five of Swords. Yeah. And all of this makes you really attractive. Like, you know, like a life without, a life before you and a life after you look very different. But at the same time, you have some negative patterns that you may want to, it isn't about winning and losing. Like you sometimes get a little bit selfish. And sometimes that's why you lose the stability in your life. But you are somebody that is seeking knowledge. And you're somebody that's, you know, people look at and adore. I'm getting like, but you know, stay in your best self, because you occasionally have tendencies that bite you in the you know, like that don't help you out. I feel that this bit of instability can make you seem very cold to people sometimes. That sometimes, you know, and that can lead to heartbreak. I'm getting like, treat the person you're with like you're on the same team. It's likely that you've also dealt, with this. It's just, you know, with heartbreak. It's just you don't want to be the person who then goes on and does it to somebody else. You know, like don't spread the badness, spread the goodness. But that being said, like you have a lot of star power. Like a lot of star power. Like you stand out in a crowd. You know, people want to be around you. And people generally feel lucky to be around you. Then ultimately, you know, even though you have these tendencies, you are generally working on being the better version of yourself. Because you want to really value yourself. And in some ways you also want to see yourself the way that other people see you. Yeah. Because there is some insecurity here. And it's not that people mostly aren't concentrating on that insecurity. People are concentrating on your larger than life personality, your intensity, your talent. And I get that intimacy means a lot to you. and that you are somebody that is a good friend. And that relationships with you have the opportunity to be very prosperous. So people do see you as one of a kind. Like they see you and they see this person who is intense and passionate and sexy and talented and inspired. And it's almost like when you can get, because some of this for you is faking it till you make it. And a lot of people are only seeing what you've accomplished and not the fragility that you have. That sometimes manifests in a way that's, not the best. But the good things people are seeing in you are there. Just don't self-sabotage. You don't have to. Yeah, you do have everything you need to be as good as people see you as. I feel like the fact that a lot of people really think that you're awesome on some level makes you feel like they don't know you. So you can sometimes sabotage things. But they're not seeing things inaccurately. I believe that you might be. So this is the key to your heart. And people are interested. People want to open up your heart. Let's see about... So I've got gratitude. I think that people, for the most part, are really grateful that they know you. And I'm getting that you being in your gratitude is going to help with your healing. Yeah, so buy the hype a little bit. People do think that you're awesome, but you're occasionally not doing the most mature things. And it's partially because you don't buy into that. I feel like you have a little bit of imposter syndrome. So, and I think that people don't need you to not be fragile. People do want to ground, give you a realization. But yeah, knowing you is intense. And people feel like, that you're incredibly attractive, that they want to have something stable with you, that they want to have something equally loving with you, that they want to have passion with you, and that they also want to feel like they're picked by you. So, just want to say thank you so much, pile number 3. I just want to say thank you for everybody who's liking, sharing, subscribing, and commenting. It all matters. I'm so grateful for it. I'm also doing a giveaway for 2 free readings as soon as I hit 5,000 subscribers. So be subscribed and comment, and you're in the running. And we're going to move on to pile number 4. Hello, my gorgeous pile number 4s. So you have the 8 of Pentacles. So, I mean, first off, people appreciate your drive and focus. Yeah, your drive and focus is something that's attractive to people. With the Knight of Pentacles, I feel like you're methodical. Which I know you're like, oh, that's the sexiest thing I've ever heard. But you are, yeah. I knew it was coming out. The King of Pentacles. You're like, you have a dream. You're taking practical action towards your dream. You're making, you know, you're building what you want. Like, people want to get on with just the sheer amount of, like, people know your dreams are going to come true because you're putting in the work every second. You're focusing all your energy. You're making it all practical and real. And at the same time, you're, you know, really desirable. You're inspired. You're a good leader. Yeah. You take action. You just take action. You ground things into reality. People love your energy. Right now I've got a lot of fire and a lot of pentacles. Yeah. You're willing to take action towards what you want. You're willing to, you know, not just take action, but like make it practical, make it real. You may be somebody who hold on to what they want a lot, you know, so you might need to be aware that to let things to flow in and out. I'm getting that you might call your, yeah, you might be a little frugal. It's okay, can't relate, but I'm getting that there also sometimes needs to be money spent on stuff that's going to get you more. So you do have this bent towards a slight over-conservativeness, I feel like, specifically on money. But yeah, you're all about motion. You're all about hard work. You can see your goals so strongly, you can taste, touch, and feel them, even if they haven't happened yet. So people want to be with you and be like you. That's what it is. Like, people want to sign up to hear your secrets. People want to build a life with you. Should I take this one? You do inspire a lot of almost obsessive attachment. And sometimes people do get pretty obsessed with you. But at the same time, you also inspire people who really want to commit to you and bring in, it's like you bring in people that it's like you're super attractive. You are attracting in people who maybe don't have the best intentions, and you're also attracting in people who are just going to bring this same level of care that you put out into you. And since you put a pretty intense level of what you want out there, you're attracting in people who are of the same caliber as well. And what you're doing is just, like straight line. There is no limitation for you. Yeah, there's no limitation for you. You just realize that your choices will get you what you want. You're all about bringing everything into the practical, into the in reality. And I feel like you do have compassion, but I think that you're a little stuck in drive. But what you're attracting is extremely compassionate, but also very strong people, because of the choices that you're making. So I've got the door, and there's stuff sticking to the door, but the door is about transition, moving from one thing to another. It's like I've got don't panic is at the front. I feel like you found your calm, and I think that you found your calm by just taking consistent practical action. And you're transitioning into just being the most you. And you definitely I'm not getting that, you're laser focused. So it's not that you're trying to be you, it's just it's all you have time for. All you have time for is being authentic and dealing with authentic people. And if you had anxiety about that before, you've passed that threshold. You are just confidently moving towards your dreams. And you have such clarity on what they are. And people value that and want to be around that. You also are somebody who speaks from their heart. So I think that this wins you people's affection. I also do feel like that there is somebody in particular, that there is somebody in particular. I feel like for most of the people in your life, you already know this person. There's somebody who's very kind, very compassionate. And it's like, because you're doing what you're doing, you're like, this person's meant to be on that path with you. But you do have to be careful, because you have a choice. Again, choices, I'm getting, you do have choices, but you have a clearly superior choice over a choice that's mostly going to lead to pain. So if something doesn't feel that healthy, I would trust your gut. because there's occasionally going to be people, like, I feel like you're in your authenticity. But not everybody is going to come forward with their true face. So pay attention to not how the people are selling themselves, but what they actually do. Are you holding a mask with somebody? I feel like partially just because you're careening into your success because there's nothing else. So some people want a piece of it, and they don't necessarily have your best interest. So I feel like it's not that I feel like you need a great deal of healing. But I feel like that maybe you have a connection that needs healing in your life. And you're at a place of real clarity. You know what you want. For most things, you know, like you're putting in, yeah, I feel like your choices are very important. And, you know, choosing something that you work together well with is going to be good. So, like, I feel like you're taking responsibility for your actions. I feel like, and people like somebody who is very responsible with themselves, who isn't blaming everybody else. So, because of this, you have an opportunity at very valuable relationships. And there are important attachments. But I do think that you need to be careful about what kind of attachments you enter into, because they may not be what you thought. I feel like you like on your personal victory goals, you're like golden, but you need to be discerning about the people that you share those things with. Because there is somebody that really nourishes your soul. Yeah, like pick the people who nourish you. Pick the people who are adding to your life and not taking it away. And I said taking it away instead of taking from you. So like really be discerning, because you might bring in somebody who's, you know, who wants from you instead of wants you. But overall, you're doing good. It's just that last, you know, you're actually doing great. It's just that last little bit of discernment that's bringing in the compassion that I feel like you really want and desire in your life. So I just want to say thank you so much. I deeply appreciate you. Thank you for everybody who's liking, sharing, subscribing, and commenting, and especially booking readings. And I am doing a giveaway, so once I hit 5,000 subscribers and you want a free reading, make sure that you have subscribed and commented, and then you're in the running. Thank you so much.